everybody, and welcome to yet another session of Leap 3.0. We have kick-started November, and that means it's time for our third level in Leap 3.0. I'm super excited to see all of you. Not all of you, I can see only 41 participants have logged in, so that means we still have 30 more people who have to log in. Let's use the next 5 minutes to reach out to our fellow leapers, our fellow team members, and our mentors and ask them to join as soon as possible because today we are in for a lot of learning. Last time we started the meeting, we all kept shouting, and I thought today also we'll do some kind of a shouting exercise. We all know to count, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to do that. But for that, I need all of you to be on unmute. Okay, everybody on unmute.
Yes, Daryl.
All right, so clearly the people who are on mute are not listening to me.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll play with those who are listening.
Yes.
So we all have to count now, but the catch is only one person can count at a time. So one person shouts out a number. Say, for example, I shout out 1, and then Bhavana shouts out 2, Meenakshi shouts out 3, Rosmi 4, Kavya 5, and it goes on like that. But only one person can shout out that particular number at that time. So, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we do well. 6, Lata and Bharadwaj shout out 6 at the same time. We restart the cycle. So, is it clear?
Yes. Yes.
Shall we start?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, who's going to start shouting?
One.
Ah, I heard so many ones.
1.
2.
Oh God.
No, multiple
One.
twos.
2.
3.
No, multiple
4.
twos.
One.
You need to restart. You need to restart.
1.
1.
No,
1.
2.
3.
no.
4.
No. We have to restart. I heard 2
Go
twos.
with a roll number. No, let's go with our roll number.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's strategize that. Yes, well, let's strategize that.
No, the mentors will
But we
get
don't have everybody on the thing, right? We only have 42 who participate.
no. The mentors will get stuck. We don't have roll numbers.
No, we can do one thing. Just one person say that number, have a second gap, and then tell the other number.
Or in the order of raising hands.
Yeah, better. We can do that.
Yeah.
I like this planning going on. Come on, no one's playing.
Yes.
No,
Multiple hands.
Leap number only better. Leap number is only better.
No. Raise of hands is good. Raise of hands is good.
But we don't know the order, right?
Please see your screen to know the order.
Guys, see the screen.
We have
Okay,
two
for me, it
screens,
is my
Karthik.
case.
I
I
can
will
only see one
start.
screen at one time.
Neha, let everybody raise their hands.
Okay.
Or
1.
else we might miss. So
Okay, we don't have all day to play this game, okay? So someone better start.
Okay,
Okay,
Neha.
let's start. 1.
2,
3.
4.
5.
I heard 2 5s. All right, let's see if we can at least reach 10, okay?
Okay.
1.
2.
3.
4.
2 4s.
Best is whoever is saying, let's just lower the hands.
No.
1.
2.
3.
And nobody's talking.
Okay, I'll bring it down. Let's see if we can reach 5. Let's see if we can reach 5.
1. Okay. 1.
Guys,
Follow the screen. Follow the
Yeah.
screen, guys. Follow your screen. Whoever has raised your hands, only those people call out the number.
1.
2.
3.
I heard 2 3s.
Not going to happen.
Okay, let's just have one last round and then we'll wind up. But let's see. Come on, you can do
One.
this. Sleepers.
1.
I said 1. I said
2.
2.
3. 5.
Superb.
All right,
We did
fantastic.
it. Yes,
Let's give yourselves a huge round of applause because you finally reached 5 after a lot of tries. But I think it was Hats off for
it.
the effort. Hats off for the effort. And also, I think you have enough energy now to kickstart today's session. On that note, once again, a warm welcome to this particular live training session. A few ground rules before we begin. And now you can all be on mute unless you have a chance to, a chance or a reason to come forward and speak. I would encourage everybody to be on video so that we can make this as engaging as possible. I hope you have done your pre-reading and you're ready with your workbooks on your laptops. Um, and also, please do not forget to rename yourself because we have a breakout room exercise coming up very soon. On that note, it now gives me immense pleasure to hand over the proceedings to our LEAP 3.0 chair, the person responsible for all of us meeting every Wednesday and getting to know one another, becoming better leaders and empowering ourselves. Please put your hands together and welcome distinguished Toastmaster Jyotika Shetty, our LEAP 3.0 chair.
Thank you very much, Daryl. Oh my God, Daryl taught us today that teamwork isn't easy. To count till 10, it takes so much time, coordination, even to count till 5. So thank you for making us realize that, Daryl, we really need to work very hard. All right, a warm good evening, my dear leapers and mentors, to yet another new session of LEAP 3.0. Today, like Daryl mentioned, we are in a brand new level. We've climbed that ladder. 2 done, knocked down. This is the 3rd one. Can someone tell me what this 3rd one is all about? What are we getting into?
Communication and influence.
Yes, but I'm just wondering, why is there so much of silence? It looks like you're really confused what we are getting into. I hope you've done the reading. You've done the preparation. You'll know what we are, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I hope you didn't read last week's.
Title we were like struggling.
Oh,
for.
confused. All right. Which makes it even more important that you go back and look at the pyramid to see which level we are in. We are in communication and influence. As Toastmasters, this is something that we do each day in and day out. I would say that leadership and communication are 2 faces of the same coin. So why is it so important to learn communication today in this session or in this level 3? Can someone tell me why is it so important? We learned this in Toastmasters, right? Why LEAP 3 again?
To have a best pitch. Or
Sorry,
to have a
Ashima?
to have a creative pitch.
Okay. Why do we learn? Why should we have communication in LEAP 3.0?
To
It is
create
indispensable.
value for ourselves.
To speak like a leader.
To speak like a leader, yes. Yes, Bharadwaj?
To create value for ourselves.
Create value for ourselves.
So,
All right. I wouldn't say
communication
sorry?
is a bridge. I would say communication is a bridge from being a speaker to a leader where you can be influenced.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And without communication, it is very difficult to influence. You can influence through actions, but communication is an integral part of how you influence others. So essentially, this level 3, is divided into 2 parts. The first 2 weeks is all about communication. That is, you influence through communication. To be an effective leader, we must also work towards our communication. The next 2 levels is all about influencing through action. Gone are those days where you can demand and command and boss around. Nobody's going to listen to you if you boss around anymore. But we have to influence them. And that is what we are going to learn. The first 2 weeks, all about communication, influencing through communication. And the next 2 weeks, influencing through actions. It's going to be extremely interesting because this is what we do as leaders, right? As Toastmasters in Toastmasters, communicating. And we have today a fantastic human being, a fantastic instructor who has put such a beautiful, I went through the material that we were given. I believe it was superb. It was extremely well done. And I would say that he's the right person to deliver this content here today. I hope all of you have got that one thing our distinguished Toastmaster Peter asked for. I don't know how many of you have watched the video, the introductory video that he sent, where he said, please keep your CVs ready. So if you've not watched that video and you've missed out, if you do not have your CV, please take a minute or 30 seconds to go and grab that, pull out that CV from your desktop or your laptop, keep it ready, because this CV is essential for you to get value out of the session. So please keep that ready as we move forward. I think Peter is already here. Peter, I hope you're here. Yes, Peter is here. Fantastic. All right. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce this gentleman whom I've known for more than 8 years because we belong to the same district back in Dubai. He's from Abu Dhabi and I was in Dubai, District 105, which is now District 127. A fantastic human being, more than anything, so much to learn from him as well. He is not only a distinguished Toastmaster, but a Toastmaster with so many accomplishments. I've personally seen him speak, and there's so much to learn. He has numerous accomplishments to his credit, such as in 2020, he qualified for the Toastmasters World Champion semifinals. In 2021, he became the speech evaluation European champion for District 109. He's also the author of the speech evaluation handbook, How to Go from Good to Great. And if you want one, Daryl has just posted the link. Please feel free to go and grab your copy. It is fantastic. And Peter himself is a great evaluator, and he's put all his knowledge into that book. Furthermore, he's also taught and designed courses in public speaking for over 30 years at reputed universities like the United Arab Emirates University, the New York Institute of Technology, the Indian Institute of Management, IIM in Rohtak, and currently he's at New York University, Abu Dhabi. He's also invited as a speaker at ADNOC, Dragon Oil, UAE Military, major corporations, and is also a TEDx speaker. His Instagram tagline reads, "Your best business card is not what comes out of your wallet, but what comes out of your mouth." He can be found on Instagram at thementor.pro. Daryl, if I can request you to post his handle, please go and feel free to like him and follow him. He's also available on LinkedIn. And it gives me immense pleasure to welcome our instructor, our facilitator for this evening, distinguished Toastmaster, Professor Peter Karagianakis. Over to you, Peter.
Well, thank you very much, DTM Joytika. It is a pleasure to join you as you raise the bar as always, and hopefully I'll be able to meet those expectations tonight. A big warm welcome to all the participants, to everyone that's here. It is a great pleasure and honor to be part of this session tonight. I come from Abu Dhabi right now. I'm on the Abu Dhabi campus, and today we are going to unravel something that I believe is very important. The elevator speech, but we will not unravel the elevator speech in any way, in a very particular, customized and focused way. So let's get a show of hands here. Who is in the corporate world? Who is working in some kind of business-oriented ladder reality where you want to move up and perhaps move up and move out to something bigger and better? Raise your hand. Right. Right. I see quite a few people here. Exactly. Right. So you are the kind of people that have aspirations to move up. And the only way to move up is to show people that you are really worthy of it. And the elevator speech does precisely that. Put your hand up if you believe that public speaking is connected to leadership. And in what ways is public speaking connected to leadership? Okay. We all seem to agree that public speaking is. So would someone like to unmute themselves, just one person, so we don't have a barrage of chatter going on? Would someone like to give us a reply? In what way, in your mind, is public speaking related to leadership? Shall I choose someone?
Hi, Karagianakis. This is Bhavna. And
Yes.
So public speaking gives us the confidence, the clarity, and helps us to have that open, confident posture that is very much mandatory for a leader to prove that we are effective.
Very true, very true. Wonderful. Thank you, Ms. Bhavana. Okay, somebody else in their mind. what's the relationship between public speaking skills and leadership skills? Who else would like to unmute themselves and give us a response, please? Okay, Mr. Sujith. Mr. Sujith, go ahead, sir.
Public speaking as a leader is, I never used to be a leader, but recently after joining Toastmasters, I found out that public speaking makes me more vibrant, and I could see that most of them follow me a lot.
That is true. That is true. And do you think that you have those kinds of skills?
Right now, I'm developing it. It's improving.
Excellent, excellent. That's a good response and a grounded response, right? So the point here is you need to work on your public speaking skills just as you need to work on your leadership skills, right? The idea is to train yourself as best as possible. So think of this session as somewhat of a training ground for what is to come. And I believe that DTM Joytika has put together a smorgasbord of learning here that will only improve you and raise your bar and potential. So keep a note of that. And my point is, take it seriously. Take it seriously. Stay on the ball, as they say, because that's how the payoff comes. The payoff does not come simply by listening, but by engaging, participating, and practicing. All right. So what do you know about the elevator speech? Who can tell me something that they know about the elevator speech? Let's call out a couple of people here.
Can I?
Let's see. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Hello, everybody. So elevator pitch is something that when we meet a person and we are sharing a very important note, so which is about 30 seconds to 2 minutes is what we get the time. So basically in that particular point of time, we need to ensure that it's a powerful and we are connected to that particular person and give the pitch so that whatever business or whatever a position you're looking at with the company is what the elevator pitch is all about. It's like reaching from ground floor to the other floor. It takes around 30 seconds to 2 minutes with that point of time. So that is why it is called as an elevator pitch. Yeah.
Very good, Mr. Karthik. Looks like you read my handout. Thumbs up to you. That's the way. That's the way. Or that's the way. You're ahead of the game. Exactly. Anybody else? Anybody else would like to give us some feedback? What does elevator speech mean for you? Mr. Karthik, why don't you choose someone from the group? You decide who will follow up on what you've just said. Go ahead, Mr. Karthik. Be brave. Lead, Mr. Karthik, lead.
Sure. Thank you. I will nominate Ashima.
Go ahead, Ashima. You've been nominated.
Thank you so much. For me, elevated speech is about an introduction of your business or about yourself that creates an interest and curiosity about you, about your business, and plus the services you offer as a entrepreneur. Or even if you are looking for a job, what skills you have, so that the other person, whether it's a client or anybody at a prominent position, they are able to pick and choose you. Why you?
Very good. Ms. Ashima.
Yes.
Very true. Very true. So Ms. Ashima has kind of added to Mr. Karthik's definition and explanation. It's also about, what you're worth in terms of your level of professionalism so that you can market yourself in a sense, right, Ms. Ashima? All right, Ms. Ashima, why don't you nominate somebody else to add to what you've added, and you've added to something what Mr. Karthik has added. So we're all adding on. Go ahead. We're adding value to the question and to the explanation. Who are you nominating?
I would nominate Bhardwaj.
Mr. Bhardwaj.
I would nominate Bhardwaj.
Okay.
All right, take the lead, Mr. Bhardwaj.
Yes. So in my view, elevator pitch is a power-packed instruction which should be short, crisp, and it should be memorable. So it should be catching the attention of the person whom we are talking about, and it should highlight the unique value of yourself. And at the end, it should go for a goal, or it should have a call of action, so that that person will be remembering you for that call for action.
Excellent. Excellent, Mr. Bhardwaj. So you've already added to what Ms. Ashima said. And what the previous speaker also said, so it has to be crisp, and it has to basically underscore the key word you said is uniqueness, your uniqueness. And you need to make a note of that. I hope you have a notebook and a pen to keep some notes here, because everything that we will discuss tonight is practical. It is practical and valuable, and you don't get much of this in textbooks. Textbooks are very theoretical. We do a lot of experiential learning in Toastmasters, but tonight you'll have more experiential learning on the elevator pitch. Yeah, so it is the uniqueness you have. So if you want to think of the elevator pitch in a different way, you could think of it as your verbal business card, right? I always like to go back to that example that DTM Joythika mentioned on my, the tagline in my Instagram account: your best business card is not what comes out of your wallet, but what comes out of your mouth, right? And that's very important to note. And that's where I think public speaking plays a role, that it's valuable, that it brings value to your persona. And that's what the elevator speech is. It brings value to your persona. And that value then is exchanged in a relationship with someone of interest to you, right? So you need to think of it in those terms, right? It does elevate you, but the word elevation doesn't really mean anything. What we really want is for you to add value to you. I repeat, for you to add value to you. And the only way you can do that is to verbalize it. And so the elevator pitch is an opportunity for you to render value in communication to someone who can assist you. Okay, so can you mute the mics, please, so we don't have disturbance, please. Okay, so I think we've described the elevator pitch sufficiently enough. I think you have a good idea about it. Did you have a chance to get the handout? Were you able to download the handout and have a look at the handout? Okay, so let's begin by having a look at some of the tools, some of the tips, some of the strategies before we go into the elevated pitch and the task. So let's have a look at some of the things that I want you to include in your toolbox of communication, your toolbox of public speaking. So in the handout, I'm mentioning a couple of things. If we go to speech features in handout 1, I repeat, speech features in handout 1. Do you have that in front of you? Do you have that somewhere? All right, so I'll give you a minute to pull that up. And while you do that, I'm going to share the screen and just go over just a couple of things I've just mentioned. Can you tell me, can you see the screen? Can I get a thumbs up if you can see the screen, please? Okay, excellent. All right, so let's go down to the elevator pitch. So the elevator pitch is an introduction. It's an introduction which requires information about you. So on the left are the different areas of the elevator pitch. On the right, you will see what each area should include. So there's an introduction, information about you. So about me means why you are a good fit. So we don't want to know what your hobbies are unless it's important. We don't want to know that you are, on a diet, or we don't want to know that you like cricket. We don't want to know that. We want to know why you're a good fit for the company that you seem to have an eye on, or the position in the company you seem to have an eye on. So the point is, you need to steer the discussion as to why you are a good fit. And here are some of the ways. Here is the strategy that you need to keep in mind on your elevator pitch. Because like we said, you don't have much time to unravel your greatness. You might be super great, but we don't want to know how great you are. We want you to strategically market that particular part of you that will make an impact for the thing that you're looking out for. So about me, why you are a good fit. A good fit means there is a company, there is a position, there is a person in that company, and you have to make them realize that you are a good fit. But why are you a good fit? I don't know. You have to figure that out. once we know what the position and the person is all about, and we'll get to that soon. And then value proposition on the left. What is a value proposition? Why you are unique. What makes you stand out? Remember, a lot of these CEOs and executives and HR officers have a lot of CVs coming in. What makes you unique? What is it about you that makes you stand out above the rest so that you go to the top of the pile and not to the bottom of the pile? Or if you're at the bottom of the pile, somebody wants to pull out your CV and put it at the top. Or in the case of the elevator pitch, it's so memorable that the person you bumped into and spoke to has you in the back of their mind, continues to have you in the back of their mind, right? So the point for number 2 is, I have an explanation at the bottom there. Why are you a good fit for this particular professional opportunity? Why? Why are you a good fit? There must be a reason. You have to know that reason. And you have to make that explicit to the person you have before you, in an elevator, in a car park, wherever you are. And then why you are unique, meaning what makes your uniqueness relevant to the person you are addressing. There must be something about you that's unique, that stands out, right? Maybe in your character, maybe in your personality, maybe in the way you live your life, right? That is the human dimension. And believe it or not, the more human dimension you can give in your elevator pitch, the more the person listening to you will decide the kind of person you are. And they will decide based on the kind of person you are, right? So before I go into the strategies that we're going to talk about, there is one more point I want to make on the elevator pitch that perhaps you've never heard before. And that is the likability factor. Did you have a chance to read the handout on the likability factor? Yes? No? Can I get a thumbs up?
Yes.
Okay, great. So who said yes? Miss Sharmiya? Who said yes?
Yeah. Can you hear me
Okay.
now?
Yes, yes, Miss Sharniya.
Yeah.
You said yes. Am I right?
Yeah.
So can you explain to us why the likability factor plays a role in the relationship between the elevator pitch and who you are and who you're speaking with?
So to quote from your handbook, when you use human emotions into your elevator pitch, then there's a higher chance of the other person liking you. So a person who is liked has a better chance of getting to the goal they're aiming for, as compared to someone who is not liked by the CEO, for example.
Right.
So that's why it's important to have the likability factor and human emotion in your elevator pitch.
Right. Were you aware of this when we thought about elevator pitches and business relationships?
Elevator pitch, yes, but likability, no.
Yeah. So there is a factor called the likability factor. Would anyone else like to add something on that? Who's read something about the likability factor in my handout?
Yes.
Mr. Karthik.
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Karthik. Thank you, Mr. Sharniya.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Karthik, go ahead, sir.
As what I can see there in simple words is that, for example, the person knows that which is good for their health. Example for like an ice cream or the chocolates, that is what they are interested in. But then what is good for health, they are omitting it, like the green leaves or whatever very good for health, they are omitting it. So the likability, they still have it, but then they should also know which one to like it and dislike it. This is the one way I can put it across.
Right. So the idea here is what I used a metaphor, right? The idea is that we all know what's good for our health, but that doesn't mean we're gonna treat ourselves to eat what is good for our health. We'll usually treat ourselves to what we like, despite the fact that what we like may not be good for our health. Correct? It is the same logic that runs in relationships. I know it sounds kind of weird, but it is true. People are biased by nature. There is no doubt about it. And people are manipulatable. You can manipulate human emotions, right? Just look at what advertising does. It manipulates human emotions. So you can manipulate the emotions of somebody else by simply being likable. If you are likable enough, the other person will seem to think that you are a chocolate cake or a cheesecake or chocolate mousse or something that is very sweet. By the same token, you might have fantastic facts and fantastic statistics and might be highly qualified, but you are not likable. Maybe you're too intelligent. Maybe you're trying to prove your point so much that you do not become likable. Well, I hate to say it, but likability plays a tremendous role in human relationships and in the business world. So you need to keep that in mind. The likability factor impacts communication, human relationships, business relationships, and entirely everything that has to do with human beings coming together, and particularly when it comes to communication. Even your appearance has to do with likability. Despite what you might think, likability is biased also by appearance. Now, you might not be able to do anything about your appearance, but let me just give you an example. So let's say I was interviewing someone and somebody came in, they didn't say anything to offend me, but they had tattoos on their body and the tattoos were exposed. Automatically, that would bias me. Visually, I would be biased. My likability factor would be working against them because I simply don't like people with tattoos, to be honest with you. I have my own reasons. I don't have to justify them, just like you don't have to justify why you don't like chocolate cake or you like vanilla cake. That's human nature. So the point I'm trying to make is likability plays a tremendous role in your success. So be aware of that. Is that clear for everyone? Right? Right. So the person that you're trying to communicate with does not have to justify. He doesn't even have to reveal if he likes you or doesn't like you. But you have to be aware that you want to be liked and you have to help him or help her like you. And that's why we're talking about communication tonight with the elevator pitch. So let's go to a few tools that impact the likability factor and the communication factor. If we go to handout 1, by now I'm sure you have the handout, you've printed it out, you have it next to you. Anaphora. What is anaphora? Can someone tell us very briefly? Miss Shilpa. Miss Shilpa, I'm going to call on people, so get ready. Miss Shilpa, do you have the handout? Unmute yourself, Miss Shilpa, and give us a reply, a quick one, a brief one, to the point, please. What is anaphora?
Sorry, I haven't gone through that.
Miss Shilpa, you disappointed me tonight. Miss Kavya, Miss Kavya, unmute yourself. What is anaphora, Miss Kavya? Please, to the point, succinct, quickly, briefly.
I'm sorry, I'm opening it.
Miss Kavya, you disappointed me. Latha, go ahead, Latha. Take the lead. Take the lead, Latha.
Anaphora is nothing but when we are using the same words to put an effect to it or put a weightage to it, like we need to do this. We need to do this ASAP. We need to find a way for it. So when we start using these particular words in the consecutive sentences, we are trying to impose an importance of what it is going to hold for the decisions. So that is what anaphora is.
Very good, Miss Latha. Let's give her a round of applause. All right, we're looking for leaders and we're looking for people who take the lead when given the opportunity. I am giving you an opportunity to take the lead. Miss Latha took the opportunity to take the lead. So, for example, one of the most famous ones is by Sir Winston Churchill when he talked about the Germans bombing England, bombing London. And he turned around to the public, to the British public, back then during the Second World War when they were terrorized by the German bombers. And he said, "We will fight on the beaches. We will fight on the landing grounds and we will fight in the fields." That is an example of anaphora. We will, we will, we will. Exactly what Miss Latha said. It is good to use anaphora. It is a technique that builds stronger communication and the person listening to you listens a lot more intently. right? So keep that in mind as you build your elevator speech. The next example is the rule of three. Who would like to jump in and tell us what the rule of three is? Mr. Sajid. Mr. Sajid, instead of looking down, look up, sir. Have you read what the rule of three is?
Yes, sir. I was
Go ahead,
taking
Mr.
down.
Go ahead,
I was
take the
taking
lead, Mr. Sajid. Take the lead.
down what is unapplied.
What is the rule of three?
Rule number 3.
Not rule number 3, the rule of 3.
Oh, rule of 3.
No
Sorry,
prize,
I
Mr.
couldn't find-
Sajid. You've lost the opportunity. The CEO is
Sorry,
going to
sorry.
walk away from this elevator and you're not going to get the job of your dreams, unfortunately. All right, Mentor Akil. And he has the name Mentor. Mentor Akil. I hope you don't embarrass the word mentor. Go ahead, Mentor Akil.
I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are, sir. Loud and clear. Go ahead.
So
What
it's
is the
just
rule
to
of
stick
three?
to the rule of three, that is just 3 points that you would use to impress the CEO or whoever it is that you're talking to, because a human brain can only keep up to at least 3 points. If you can keep it short, crisp, and more effective, that should be. So more than 3 points is not going to be very useful for you. So always stick to the rule of three when maybe you're
Right, and not
describing yourself.
right. Very true. Thank you. Thank you. Let's give the mentor a round of applause. The mentor is on the ball. The mentor is showing us what leadership is about. And this is also a presentation in leadership skills because I want you to be on your toes tonight. I don't want anyone to relax. If you are relaxing, you are not my friend. If you are relaxing, you're not going to get like on Facebook tonight from me. Trust me. All right. So the rule of three is very important. You know, the world, our life is pervasive with the rule of three, right? How many sides does a triangle have?
3.
That's the rule of three. What is a tripod? How many legs does a tripod have?
3.
3. That is the rule of three. How many tenses in the English language?
3.
3.
3. Past, present, future. That is the rule of three. So everything we think about and talk about usually is boiled down to threes. That's why we call it the rule of three. And just so you know, the person who put the rule of three together is considered the father of public speaking. Who do you think is considered the father of public speaking? And it's not Smedley.
Abraham Lincoln?
No, it's not Abraham Lincoln. Further back, BC.
Hitler.
No. Who said that? All right. All right. Who is considered the father of public speaking?
Aristotle?
Yes, who said that?
Neha.
Where's Neha? Raise your hand.
Okay, wait.
I can't see her. DTM Joytika, I want you to give Neha a scholarship, please. All right. I will sign off on a scholarship. Exactly. Aristotle is considered the father of public speaking. And Aristotle, exactly. A round of applause. Aristotle put together the rule of three in the famous tripartite on public speaking: ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos, pathos, and logos. We're not going to go into that, but in a future session when DTM Joythika invites me back, we might do a particular aspect of public speaking: ethos, pathos, logos. But the rule of three came down from Aristotle, and it is very important, right? So when it comes to the rule of three things you need to say, right? So for example, if you bump into a CEO, you might say that, you know, the project I've been working on when it comes to software will make it faster, simpler, and more secure when it comes to running the software on security systems in banks, right? So you want to be able to kind of brush off 3 points. 1, 2, 3. That's very, very important, right? So the rule of three, along with anaphora. Let's go to the power of the pause. What is the power of the pause and why is it significant? Who would like to? Swaminathan. Swaminathan. Go ahead, sir. Unmute yourself.
Just come as a visitor to this entire program.
All right. Unfortunately, you disappointed me. What can I say? That's life. I get some disappointments occasionally. All right. Madhavi, unmute yourself. What is the power of pause?
Yes, it's generally to make the listener to reflect and observe what we are speaking.
Very good. Give her a round of applause.
Thank
You're
you.
on the ball, Madhavi, and I like that. Remember, this is an opportunity to lead. So when I throw the ball out to you, I want you to run with the ball, not tell me anything but the answer. No excuses, right? So the power of the pause is a way for you to allow the person to reflect on what it is you have just said. Very important. You know, people like to talk and talk and talk and talk. But sometimes the power of the pause is more powerful than talk, because silence is golden. It allows your message to sink in, right? So think about, when are you going to pause when you are speaking to someone who might be of help and assistance to what you're planning to do in life. So we have the pause and strategic pausing. Strategic pausing is essentially that. It serves in critical function. So you might ask a question and pause. It could be a rhetorical question, right? Okay, so think of that. Think of signposting. What is signposting? Saravana Kumar. What is signposting, sir? Your opportunity to shine. Don't lose it. Don't drop the ball. Unmute yourself quickly. You're wasting time. Go ahead,
Hi.
sir.
Yeah, Peter. I was, that
What is
is,
signposting?
signposting is something that you show them with the kind of in body language gestures. Is it that the one we call it?
No, sir. No, sir. You failed to impress me tonight, I'm
Ah,
afraid. All
sorry
right,
about
go ahead,
that.
Sujit. Sujit, you lost the opportunity to shine. Sujit, go ahead. What is signposting, sir?
Actually, it is a conclusion where you say something.
I said, what is signposting? Do you know the answer?
Signposting is something where you conclude by saying something.
Not exactly. Not exactly. Go ahead, Bhagwana. Bhagwana, go ahead.
Yeah, signposting is where we verbally make use of signs like, firstly, I want to tell this. Secondly, moving to the next point. And finally, so when we use these posts, we sign that this is the first, this is the second, and this is the third. That's how.
Very good. Give her a round of applause. I gave you the opportunity and you took the lead. These are the kind of people we need. Exactly. All right. Rhetorical question, Miss Lulu. Lulu MK, unmute yourself. What is a rhetorical question? Very quickly, to the point. Don't waste my time.
Means asking questions which makes the listeners think about it.
Exactly. Very good. So a rhetorical question is not meant for an answer. What is a rhetorical question meant to do? What is a rhetorical question meant to do? What is the purpose of a rhetorical? Kalyani, go ahead.
To emphasize the point, to emphasize on
No,
a
not
particular
exactly.
statement.
Provokes
Not
thought.
exactly. No.
Provokes thought.
What is a rhetorical question supposed to do?
It provokes thought in the.
Yes, yes. Who said that?
Srinath. I did.
Who?
Srinath.
Put your hand up. I can't see you. There are many people on the screen. Unfortunately, put your hand up.
Yeah.
Excellent. Very good, sir. Bravo. Exactly. Finally, yes. All right. An analogy and metaphor. What is an analogy and metaphor, and how is it used? Go ahead, Bardavaj. Go ahead.
So it is explaining a thing, comparing to the similar thing which happened in the past.
Happened in the past?
That
I
means,
don't think so.
example, if I am explaining a particular point, if I had a similar experience or similar thing in the past, comparing the present thing with the already happened thing which people can relate to each other.
I think that's a very confused answer in my mind. Very confused answer. All right, somebody else. What is a metaphor, an analogy? Go ahead, please.
Explaining something so that-
Debsha. Go ahead,
So it's
Debsha.
basically using something familiar, which you would have already experienced or people would have experienced in a day-to-day life. For example, if someone has met with an accident, they are suffering, you can always use a reference that It's like a ball rolling and it got stuck, something like that. I mean, I'm not able to phrase it correctly, but it's just using something familiar. Or it's too much of work. It's raining cats and dogs in my workplace, something like that.
Well, it's raining cats and dogs is an idiomatic phrase. A metaphor is explaining something well known by using something else that is known. So for example, I might say something like this. The human body is like a car. Why is the human body like a car?
It needs food.
The human body is like a car because just like a car needs a mechanic, the human body needs
Doctor.
a
Petrol.
doctor, right? So you take a car to a mechanic when the car breaks down. It has to change the spark plugs or get the wheels aligned or change the oil filter. The human body also breaks down and it needs repair. So I'm using an analogy here. I'm comparing a car mechanic that repairs a car with a medical doctor that repairs the human body, because that's what a doctor really does. He's a car mechanic on the human body. He repairs the human body when it breaks down. Okay. So the example I give here is a company's firewall is like a castle's drawbridge and moat. Can somebody unravel that metaphor for me? If I say to you that a company's firewall is like a castle's drawbridge and moat, what's the comparison here? Can somebody explain the comparison between the firewall and the example I'm giving? Quickly. Akash, have you read the handout, sir?
Sir, it's saying that it's guarding it from external sources.
Yes,
Metaphor.
good, very good, yes. So more specifically, what? That the firewall protects the software that a company has from intruders, right? From intruders. Just like a castle has a moat and a drawbridge that protects it from invaders, correct? Do you see the comparison? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. So the point I'm trying to make is you need to learn to use analogies and metaphors if you want to be considered a powerful, effective, impactful speaker. When you can, use it. Use it. It will help you make an impression, a positive impression on the person who is listening to you. Okay. So we have analogy and metaphor. We have bridging. What is bridging? Who would like to tell us Rosmi, what is bridging, Rosmi? Miss Rosmi, what is bridging?
Yeah, a bridging is something to compare a difficult question to the key message. So we want to have the balance the transitioning. So if I'm telling a story and how can I connect with the message I want to convey?
Yeah, so bridging is essentially what you're connecting back to the original point, right? So the example I give, while that's an important concern, what's really central, bridging is important because it helps you connect to what you want to connect. So maybe you're having a discussion and somebody is taking the conversation the wrong way. You could say, well, while that is a very important point, I still believe that our major concern should be software security. I am bridging. I'm taking what they said without sounding rude. I am converting it into my topic so that I can lead the discussion down my path, not down their path, down my path. Is that clear?
Yeah.
All right, chunking. Go ahead, chunking, please, Shipa. Did I ask you Shipa before or not?
Yeah, you did. Chunking is like breaking a complex topic into smaller subtopics, so it's easy for the people to understand.
Right, great. And what is alliteration? Who would like to tell us what alliteration is? Alliteration? Go ahead, please. Let me speak. Let me ask somebody. Menakshi, what is alliteration?
Yes.
Quickly, please.
The repetition of initial consonant sounds to create rhythmic and memorable effect. For example, sweet smell of success.
Right, the sweet smell of success. When you hear that, it's very poetic, right? It sounds good. It reverberates nicely. It has a great impact on the person listening to it, you know? So you could say that our software has been so successful this year, 2026, has already given us the sweet feel of success. You could say the sweet feel of success or the sweet sound of success, right? So it's good to use alliteration. Keep it in mind. Tripling. What's tripling? Who would like to tell us? Sumanth. Sumanth, what is tripling, sir?
Yeah, it's the same as the 3 rules, but we use adjective 3 times. Or example.
Right. Very true. So this product is efficient.
Efficient,
Elegant.
effective, and elegant.
Very good. Exactly. Very good. Thank you, sir. All right. Let's continue. Let's continue with Rupa. Rupa, what is antithesis? Rupa. Unmute. Rupa. Rupa, you're wasting time. All right. Abhilash. Go ahead, Abhilash.
It's like placing two opposite ideas side by side.
Exactly. So when we have the sentence, that's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, there is an antithesis. Small step, giant leap. Small step, giant leap. It is good to use antithesis. You should use antithesis. It is great to use antithesis. Now, everything we just described has to do with verbal approaches to public speaking, meaning that you use them, you verbalize them, you speak them, people hear them, people listen to them. Is that clear? Yes or no?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, let's now go to nonverbal, because there is another world of public speaking that has no words. What is it called?
Body language.
Thank you. Who said that?
It's Shruti Bhatt.
Shruti.
Yeah.
Miss Shruti, thank you. You make me a happy man tonight. All right. So one thing you need to remember when somebody sees you, when somebody talks to you, when you talk to somebody, is the way you look. We talked about likability, and we also talked about your appearance. Your appearance is not only, if you have 62 earrings on your ear, or if you have 105 tattoos on your nose. It is also the way you stand. The way you stand. What we call power posing. You want to stand proud. You want to stand upright. You want to stand in such a way where you emit confidence. Emit confidence, not arrogance. There's a difference between arrogance and confidence. Arrogance will not help you in life. Confidence will help you in life. What's the distinction between arrogance and confidence? Can anyone jump in and tell us?
Humility.
Yes, very good. Who said that?
Abhilasha.
Abhilasha, you make me a happy man tonight. You get like on Facebook and 2 stars and 1 heart and a bouquet of flowers. Thank you very much. All right. So you don't want to come across as arrogant. You want to come across as someone who knows what they're talking about, is confident about what they're talking about, but not arrogant, which means that you might hear some silly things coming from the other side, but you don't come across as Mr. Know-it-all, because you can't know it all, right? So you just accept the fact that some people might say certain things that you don't agree with, or that you might think are silly. But that's okay. That's your opinion. You let it go, right? You know what you're worth. What they're worth is their business. It's not your business. All right. So that means you need to stand proud. You need to stand confidently when you are speaking with another person. It's like the old example of the handshake. You meet someone and you shake their hand. Will you shake their hand in a very soft way, or will you shake their hand in a very confident way? How will you shake the other person's hand?
Confident way.
Right, confidently. You want to send the message. You're not speaking it, but you want to send the message. I'm confident about shaking your hand. I know that I am confident. I don't have to tell you. I will make you feel it. Okay, same thing with the way you stand. This is non-verbal body language. All right, So we have also strategic pausing. We talked about strategic pausing, which has nothing to do with words, just pause, silence. It rings very loudly in the heart of the person who is experiencing the pause. It also shows something else. Pausing shows confidence. I want you to think about that. People who can look at you and pause show that they're confident. It has nothing to do with the strategic pausing for the message to sink in. On another level, it has to do with confidence, right? People who are nervous talk all the time, and people who are not nervous don't need to talk all the time. Think about that. All right. So we talked about strategic pausing, purposeful pacing. When you are on stage, you have to pace. When you're in an elevator, do not pace. When you meet someone, do not pace. When you meet someone and you want to talk to someone, you stand and you speak to them directly. You make eye contact with them. You shake their hand with confidence. You stand with power pause so that they know you know what you're worth, who you are, and what you're all about. Very, very important, right? So eye contact. What is eye contact? Miss, who would like to tell us what eye contact is? Aditya. Aditya, are you here, sir? Aditya is not here. He has his avatar up. Okay. All right. Barinder Singh. Barinder, Mr. Barinder, how are you doing?
I'm so sorry. I was on the road, not able to unmute myself. So
Yes,
eye
but you
contact is basically a 3 to 5 second hold that you have with the audience or the person you're trying to connect with.
Right.
It should not appear vague to the person in front of you. It's just a more
Right.
professional way of maintaining the eye contact.
Yeah, so eye contact is important. Why is eye contact important?
Eye contact is important so that the communication is much more clearer and the person feels you are more talking more seriously and to the point rather than being very vague about it.
Well, that might be true, but that's not entirely the case. Why is eye contact important?
To win the
Let's get
confidence of the person who's in
Connection.
front.
I'm sorry?
To make a proper connection.
Yeah, but when we say connection, can you be a little more specific?
It's to keep the person hooked on to what you're speaking,
To win
to
over the
make the person listen to you the entire time.
Yeah, but when you say make the person listen to you, what do you mean by make the person listen to you?
It's to make everyone feel involved when you're talking to them.
Making feel that I'm talking to that person.
Yeah.
It,
So
it shows
think of,
that you're confident.
right.
So
So think of it. Yeah, think of it this way.
Eye contact
Where
is very important because when you're making eye contact with a person, you're showing that you're interested in that person, you're confident about what you're going to talk to that person, and there's an element of interest of whatever you're talking to that person. So when these 3 points are also there, and you maintain a healthy eye contact with that person, then the conversation goes in the flow what you intend to.
Right. Now, to simplify this so that it's crystal clear, I want you to remember this. Where you look at someone or something, there is energy. In other words, eye contact has energy. You know, if you're looking at someone intensely, you can make that other person feel uncomfortable. Think about it. Why is that? Because when you're looking at something intensely, there is energy. So you are emitting energy when you look at someone, particularly in the eye. So it's energy and energy coming together. So that's why people don't explain it that way. That's why eye contact is important. You have energy by looking at someone. That energy draws the other person in. Some people are willing to accept it, and some people will not accept it. But when you are speaking to someone and you want to show respect and grab them with energy, you look at them. You look at them. That's why sometimes, think about it, when somebody looks at you very intensely, you feel uncomfortable. That's because there's energy there. You are getting that energy psychologically, emotionally, right? So we say you know, when you look at someone, you are also communicating energy in a very focused way. So it is very important to be able to make eye contact, not too much. You don't want to give too much energy because you might make the other person uncomfortable, but 3 seconds is enough. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Right? So energy is important. Eye contact is energy. Remember that. Facial expression matching. What is facial expression matching? Paraduyamna. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good, sir.
Okay, so what is facial expression matching? Very quickly, to the point.
The whatever someone thinks inside them, that should be matching on their facial expression. So it will be directly conveying the information for us without any words.
Yeah, so for example, if you're talking about a success story in your company or something that you've been very successful at, you should be smiling a little bit, right?
Exactly.
Similarly, if your company is not doing well and you've had some problems, I don't know, with the government or with banks, you shouldn't be overly excited about that. So your tone and your facial expressions and your facial gestures should match the gravity of the message. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, what about vocal variety? What is vocal variety?
It's like whenever you are adding a point or you are trying
Vocal
to.
variety is modulating your tone, pitch, pace, and volume to create interest.
Yeah, so go ahead, Miss Ashima.
Yes, what I was trying to say is vocal variety is trying to stress on your specific points. Like if I want to tell my client that I provide these services, I'll be emphasizing on those services so that it gets more clearer and my pitch is also a little higher so that the message that I'm trying to tell, it's very much clear in them. It's like
Right.
what I'm trying to convey.
Right. Although vocal variety is in the verbal approaches, it has to do with prosody, but vocal variety is essentially what? 4 flavors: volume, pitch, pace, and pause. Volume, pitch, pace, and pause. And it's important to vary your vocal variety. Otherwise, it becomes monotonous. Imagine if I was speaking to you like this. Today, we're going to learn something about the elevator pitch, and I want everyone to take out the handout and listen and watch and learn and live with me this experience. It's very monotonous. It's like driving down the highway at 100 kilometers an hour and not changing speed, not changing gears. The driver will fall asleep. The same thing with the listener. The listener will fall asleep. So if you want to keep the listener engaged, you have to vary your vocal variety. Is that clear? Very, very important. Okay. Open body stance. What does open body stance mean? Who would like to tell us what open body stance means? Open body stance. Please, someone.
Keeping your body oriented towards the audience with uncrossed arms. So it's about your, like, how you stand before the audience, which shows your
Right.
confidence level.
Right, right. So it's very important to understand. Have you ever seen speakers like this?
Yes.
Have you ever seen speakers like this? Hands in the pockets.
Yes.
Right. That is unprofessional. That shows, first of all, disrespect for the audience. Second of all, nervousness. And guess what? If the speaker is nervous, the audience is nervous. So it's up to the speaker to make the audience, in this case, the executive you've bumped into, or the CEO you've bumped into, or whoever you've bumped into, feel comfortable. It is your job to make him or her feel comfortable. You're not going to make them feel comfortable if you put your hands in your pockets or clench your fists or look like you're very tightly bound to yourself. You want to feel that you're open. Open hand gestures, smile, relaxed body position, right? So this is body language. This is non-verbal approach to making yourself look confident, look good, and likable, All right, the power move. Power move is used on stage, but you can use it occasionally when you come across someone, maybe the way you stand, the way you approach them. What is the power move? Who would like to tell us?
Yes, the power move is nothing but when we are moving, like from the childhood, I was like this.
to my schooling, to my work, and then now as a businessman, I'm like this. So moving from one stage corner to coming towards the center, towards the other part of the corner, makes it more impactful.
Yeah, so the power move is essentially what? Physically transitioning something about you and something you want to say. So if you want to talk about, let's say, your childhood, maybe you move from the center of the stage and you go to a position in the stage to talk and narrate a story about your childhood. That is a power move. It is a position. Or, for example, when you have people who are speaking and they're at the back of the stage, is that considered good or bad?
It depends. It depends on what they are speaking.
Yeah, well, usually if you're standing at the back of the stage, it shows lack of confidence. Usually you should be close to your audience unless you have strategically thought out your speech where you start off in the back, but you then strategically move forward to make a point to the audience. But in general, the rule is do not stand at the back of the stage. It shows lack of confidence. Do not stand in the corner of the elevator. It shows lack of confidence. Do not stand on the side of the person you are speaking. It shows lack of confidence. Is that clear?
So will that show
100%.
arrogance?
I'm sorry?
So does that pause and arrogance if we are taking the center of the elevator or
I'm not talking about taking the center of the elevator. I'm just saying don't position yourself in the corner of the elevator. That's all I'm saying.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So controlled breathing. What is controlled breathing? And why is controlled breathing important?
Use your diaphragm to assist breathing, and it also helps relax.
Right. Right. Very important. Controlled breathing is important. The diaphragm is important. I have seen people speak and they're huffing and they're puffing for oxygen. They don't have enough oxygen because they've gotten so nervous and they're losing oxygen. Have you ever seen someone like that?
Yeah, sometimes.
Have you ever seen someone on stage like they're trying to speak, but it looks like they're suffocating because they're not breathing properly, and they're not breathing properly because they're nervous, and so they're not inhaling. They're going, it's like a dog panting, right? So be careful that you breathe, which means speak slowly. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Breathing is important. So we've gone over verbal and non-verbal strategies to make you sound better and look better, more confident and more professional. Now, what I'd like to do is, you've already got your CV, I believe. Am I right? Do you have your CV?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
And you
Yes,
and I'm
he
sure
has.
I'm sure you know your your CV like the back of your hand. I'm sure you know you see, right? It's obviously your life, right? It's a narrative of your professional life. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some role playing in breakout rooms, and one of you is going to be let's say the prospective employee. So you've bumped, let's say we have this scenario, you've bumped into someone of interest to you, or you find out they're of interest to you because unexpectedly you go into the same elevator and you're going up, and you find out that this guy is, I don't know, the head financial officer of a company that you're going to sell a product. And here's an opportunity for you to market yourself. What will you say? How will you say it? It depends. What is the job you're looking for, and who do you have in front of you, and what you're all about. So, or let's say, for example, you're exiting the building, you come out of the elevator, you exit the building, you walk down the steps, you go into the car park, and suddenly you see the manager of this company exiting his car as you are entering your car. And you've parked next to one another. What could you say to engage him or her in a discussion? Informal, but yet valuable, to make an impression on him or her. At which point you might say, well, he might say, well, do you have a business card with you, Mr. Darrell? And Mr. Darrell opens up his wallet and hands the manager a business card after they've had a small discussion, after they've had their little elevator pitch. which wasn't in the elevator, it was in the car park. So elevator pitch might be in an elevator, but remember, an elevator pitch can be anywhere. An elevator pitch might be entering a dentist's office, and suddenly you see something on someone, and you say, oh, I know this guy. I saw an article about him. He is actually the CEO of a company. So you never know when the opportunity may arise. That's my point. What you need to be aware of is verbal, non-verbal strategies and how you're going to engage the other person, not so much in trying to get them to take notice and say, send me your CV, but to make an impression, an impact on that person where they say, hey, let me give you my business card. Call me when you can. I'm interested to hear more about this product that you're marketing or this project that you're on or this software that your company is developing. We may need it. We may be interested, right? So what you're going to do is I've given you some examples here, and you might want to use these examples, but you can tailor the examples to your particular need. You are the prospective employee, and you might explain who you have before you. So, for example, in the handout I have on page 16, Sofia Alvarez is a CEO in a MedLink healthcare tech. So the participant with the CV snippet has education, MBA in healthcare. So this might be you, I'm just saying. Experience, 5 years in digital healthcare platform scaling. Skills, AI implementation, product strategy, UX design, interest, triathlon training. And you bump into a guy, right? And you meet this guy, and Miss Alvarez says, Miss Alvarez, I saw your Apple Watch Ultra. As a triathlete myself, I'm always impressed by how data can optimize performance, much like the work in AI-driven health platforms. So the participant says this to the CEO, Miss Alvarez. And Alvarez says, it's the best training partner you can have. Data is indeed transformative. So now there's a discussion going on, not about how great you are, but they spotted something you were wearing. It happened to be a triathlon watch driven by AI. So now the discussion starts upon the watch, about triathlon, about AI, and maybe you have a software company or you can build software that meets this company's need. And then the participant says, that transformative potential is why MedLink caught my eye. My MBA in healthcare management, now they're connecting it. Now they're connecting it to what they want to. My MBA in healthcare management and 5 years scaling digital health platforms have been focused on using AI and UX design to improve patient outcomes, directly supporting your vision for digital hospitals. And then they say, I've especially led projects that have increased user adoption, data, credibility, 30%, a skill I believe is critical for expanding the reach of your telemedicine services. Participant, I'm curious, what's the biggest adoption challenge you're facing in new markets? Notice how they end their discussion with what?
Engaging a question.
Who said that?
Akit.
Yes, a question. They end the discussion with a question so that they allow the CEO, in other words, Sofia Alvarez, to then start to open up and discuss her opinions, her perspective about the new markets they're facing and how they're facing the new markets that have to do with this challenge. So you might want to end the discussion with the CEO with a question that gets them to open up and talk to you. After you've engaged them strategically and you have pivoted the discussion into the field that you want, which has to do with technology and AI. Do you see what we're talking about here? Right? So this is not a discussion about you and your hobbies. This is more of a discussion of what you have observed in the CEO that you can use in your arsenal, along with verbal, non-verbal strategies, so that you can engage the CEO in such a way that they open up and then you start to create a discussion that will be impactful for them, because they will remember you, that you took interest in what the CEO is doing in their life, professionally speaking. Do you see my point? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
You think this is easy?
No.
No, it's not easy. I didn't say it was. I think we probably need to have another session on this, but I want to show you something before we're going to go to the breakout session. So I'm going to give you a helpful framework. Where is my favorite? Okay, so if you go to page 9 of the handout, okay, on page 9 of the handout, everyone please go to page 9 of the handout. You will see what we call the care model.
Care model, yes.
Right, the care model. So I've just given you an example of the dialogue that goes on between, let's say, a CEO and you bumping into the CEO, wherever, car park, gym, in the elevator. But think of it as this way. Care, how do you spell the word care?
C-A-R-E.
C-A-R-E.
C-A-R-E. Okay, so I want you to write this down. C in the care model stands for connect. So it's in the back of your mind as a framework. Care, connect. How will you connect with the individual? How will you connect with this prospective employer, this CEO, this financial officer? How will you connect with them? Will it be looking at their watch? Will it be the car that they drive? Will it be the color that they wear? Will it be, I don't know, the great outfit? What is it that you're going to observe to connect with them? How will you connect with them? Will you connect with some humor? Will you connect with a question? Will you connect about the shoes they're wearing, the bag they're holding, the color they have, whatever? So you need to ask yourself how you will connect. Then, how will you address the opportunity? In the example we gave, how did they address the opportunity? They looked at the watch. They connected with the watch, and then with the watch, they went into AI. AI transferred into software. Software turned into market. Market turned into question. Right? So then how will you address the opportunity? Relate. How will you make it personal? They make it personal. In what way? In the example I just gave.
They related the data with the opportunity they are providing.
Right. They gave data. They related the data to what the CEO is working with. And then how will you engage? How will you make it?
The question.
Yeah, the question. How will you engage? How will you make it memorable? So think of it. If I were the CEO and somebody asked me this question, I would say, this guy really cares about what I'm doing. This guy is really knowledgeable, interested in what I'm doing. He's asking me a question. So it engages me with him because he's asking me for my opinion. So what I want you to do is to think about this dialogue that you're going to have in the breakout room in terms of the care, in terms of the care model. Connect, address, relate, engage. I repeat, connect, address, relate, and engage. So in your elevator speech, you're going to try out a scenario with someone else for 10 minutes. One person is going to be the CEO. The other person's going to be the person who is looking for that opportunity. And you're going to create a scenario. You're going to describe to us the scenario. Then you're going to reverse the roles after you have your little discussion. Remember, you have to use your CV. So you have to discuss what the scenario is going to be. As I said, it could be in a car mechanic, a service station, could be in the gym, could be in the elevator. There are thousands of places you can bump into people. How are you going to connect with that person? What are you going to observe about them that makes you ask that question, connect? So you're going to set up a little role play so that one person in the beginning is the CEO, the other person is the prospective employee, and then after you set up the scenario and you rehearse, you reverse roles, and the other person then is the the participant, and the other person is the CEO. Is that clear what I'm asking you to do?
Yes, Peter, it's clear.
All right. Now, what I'm going to ask our moderator here to do is, can we break out into breakout rooms? How many people do we have here? We have 60. So we need 30 breakout rooms, which means there'll be a pair, 2 people in each breakout room, rehearsing exactly what I described. And then when we come out of the breakout room, we're going to do some examples to see how you maneuvered, what was the topic, what was the scenario, where you met them. You will say that in the beginning, you'll draw the context. And after you draw the context, we will see how you asked the questions, how you connected, how you addressed the topic, how you related, how you engaged. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, great. So who's going to do the breakout rooms?
Yes, Peter, I'll be doing that.
All right,
I'll
great.
move everybody to the breakout room. So we are giving them 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, 10 minutes. Yes, 10 minutes to practice a rehearsal, a role play, like I described. Okay. All right, everyone, welcome back. I had the opportunity to visit, I believe, 5 or 6 breakout rooms, and I listened to your scenarios. Some were quite interesting and creative, the way you set it up and the things that you talked about, the way you try to hook in the CEO and then turn the discussion your way. You pivoted very well. And the people that I visited, some of you have also encouraged, maybe we can do the scenario live together so other people can get a sample of what you did. Obviously, I wasn't able to visit all the breakout rooms. You can understand it's practically impossible. There are 30 breakout rooms. If I spend 3 or 4 minutes in each breakout room, that's 2 hours. So as you can see, logistically, it's not possible. So I was only able to get into about 5 breakout rooms. Now, before we go to the sample scenarios that I'm going to ask some of you to kind of role play for us, I'd like you to go to the handout on page 10. On page 10 of the handout, I would like you to reflect a little bit on particular questions in relation to the role play I asked you to do in the breakout room. So on page 10, you will see connect, the care model. How did you connect with the individual? In other words, you as the prospective employee, how did you connect with the CEO? What did you use to connect with the CEO? I want you to reflect on that for 1 minute and put a response on your paper. How did you connect? What did you use? Did you use humor? Did you use a question? Did you use some kind of observation about what they were wearing or what car they were driving? What did you connect? Okay, so I'd like you to fill out that question. And then when you fill out that question, go to A in the care model. C stands for connect. A stands for address. And I'd like you to reflect over what you addressed. How did you use to address the opportunity? You met someone who could be of help to you, who could aid you in your moving up, elevating yourself. How did you use, what did you use to address this person, right? The topic, the opportunity, right? What did you use to address this opportunity? And then after you fill that out, go to relate. What did you use to relate to make the encounter personal? How did you make it personal? We talked about personal. Okay, so please fill that out, reflect and complete, reflect and complete. And then engage. What did you use to engage to make the encounter memorable? What did you use to engage with that CEO to make the encounter memorable? That's E. So actually, you're filling out the care model based on the scenario you used with your partner in the breakout room, where you modeled this example of interaction with a CEO. So What did you use to connect with the CEO? What did you use to address the opportunity with the CEO? What did you use to relate to make the encounter personal with the CEO? What did you use to engage to make the encounter memorable with the CEO? So I'll give you a couple of minutes to reflect and complete, please. Think back when you were role-playing. What did you use? Strategically, what did you use? Maybe you used some kind of humor. Maybe you used a joke. Maybe you made a compliment. Maybe you made a compliment. Right? What did you use to address the opportunity? Maybe you took the compliment and talked about something else that had to do with what you wanted to say. And how did you make it personal then? Right? Somebody talked about, they started off with the latest iPhone, then they talked about interfaces, then they talked about software interface being very simple and very minimalistic. And then they talked about how they're designing minimalistic interfaces. Then that CEO said, oh, we're also interested in doing interfaces that are very minimalistic. Then they turned into a discussion of interest. So that was one I kind of was involved in. That was good. I liked it. Okay. Let me know once you're done with the questions, please. Who needs more time on the questions, please? Let me know if you need. Put your hand up. Give me a gesture. You need a little more time on the questions.
Done.
All done?
Done.
Okay, great. All right, now let's go to a role play. Let's go to a role play. Who would like to role play their pair work live for everyone? Sharniya, you want to role play? Okay, great. Sharniya,
Sunil.
Okay, all right. So let's listen in to Sharni and Sunil. One person will be the CEO. The other person will be the prospective employee. Then they'll reverse. See if you can note what did they use to connect in the first place. What did they use to address the opportunity? What did they use to relate to the encounter to make it personal? And what did they use to engage to make the encounter memorable? I'm going to ask you. So keep a very keen ear in their role playing. All right, guys, when you're ready, we're all ears.
Are you ready, Sunil?
Yes, I am. And in our role play, I am the CEO of the product company, and we met at a conference, and we were chatting on the sidelines, right? Meeting area. Yeah. Okay.
So I'll begin.
Sure.
Okay, so for context, Sunil has the latest iPhone that I spot. So this is how the conversation goes. Hey, it's really nice to meet you. I saw that you have the latest iPhone, and I've been always fascinated by how Apple has revolutionized the idea of minimalistic digital interfaces.
Hey, Sharanya, yeah, you have a good point, and that's right. Minimalistic user interfaces are helpful. That helps the customers to reach to the point. And also, it's very easy to hook them to the right products and services. So it really helps.
It's really interesting that you mentioned digital interfaces because I've worked with a lot of startups across different industries, designing great branding outcomes for them through digital interfaces like website, apps, and social media channels.
It's an interesting area. I think we have, common interest. And in fact, we have been looking for some of these minimalistic designs because a lot of our customers are coming to us, and their customers are also their end customers are also liking such interfaces. So it will be interesting for us to connect and explore further.
That's a really good thing you mentioned. Just for some context, I've been working as a solopreneur for about 2 years, and I work with the AI tools, no-code tools, and vector and raster tools. So this I've been integrating the digital experiences for a really long time with great success.
Right, and hooking them to the latest buzzword AI as well would help. And many customers come to us with those requests, asks, and I think as an organization we have some challenges there. We are at the middle of the AI journey so far, because being a large organization, it takes time for us. So I think your experience, your skills highlight those. So yeah, that helps. I think good that we met here.
I really love that you have mentioned AI because I've been very interested to understand how, as a product company owner, how we have adapted to the change AI has brought in our industry. I would really like to know more and hear more about your story. We should take this, outside the conference, and we should connect offline.
Sure, I'm all ears to those listening to your stories and experiences, right? And I think we should connect immediately after this conference.
Thank you, Sunil. It was really nice meeting you.
Yeah, same here. Thank you.
All right, very good. Okay, give him a round of applause. Round of applause. Okay, quick question now. I'm going to ask the audience. What was used to connect?
Complement?
What
Phone.
the audience?
Like for Apple phone.
What did Sharnaya use to connect with Sunil?
iPhone.
iPhone. Very good. So she observed something he was holding. Very good. And what was used to address the opportunity?
Minimalist.
Right. The minimalist design of the iPhone turned into a common discussion between them. Very good. And what did they use to relate to make the encounter personal?
End customer experience.
Yes, the customer experience, and that they both have this similar interest in minimalist interface. It seemed that Sunil, as the CEO, was also interested in what she was doing in her job. Okay, so that turned it into an interesting encounter. And how did it become memorable?
They asked for extra time to discuss out of this conference.
Right. They said, let's meet outside. So now one's thinking of the other. How will they benefit in this business relationship? How can one serve the other more? Very good. Now, very good. Guys, reverse. Let's do the reverse now. Reverse. Let's see. Sharnaya, reverse.
Yeah, so now I'm the CEO and we are at the gym. So we're working out together.
1 second, Sharnaya, the CEO of what? What's the product? What's the company? Give us the background, please.
So let's say I'm a CEO of a chemical exporting company, and we're into the sales of chemicals.
Okay.
And Sunil is a manager. He has experience in the same field.
Okay. And you meet where?
We meet at the gym. We're working out in the same gym.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Yes, Saranya, good morning. Just notice the fitness gear you use. It's a great tool to be in, in your shape and be on track of fitness while you have a tight schedule.
Yeah, thank you very much. I manage a team of about 20 to 25 managers, so I don't have time at all. And I've been finding that these devices help me fit the fitness into my busy schedule.
Exactly. Talking about busy schedule, it would also help to have great, knowledgeable, and highly skilled leaders in the organization so that the team can achieve the targets and the organizational goals.
Yeah, absolutely. We're always looking out for people who would help us push our products more globally.
Right. And I have been seeing you regularly and hoping to explore some of the areas that we have common business on. I think your organization is into chemical sales, and I was trying to understand which growth areas, which growth geos you focus on nowadays.
So we work basically in the Latin and the South America sides, but presently we are discussing about pushing our outreach to also Europe because there's a huge market for our chemicals there.
Exactly. It's very interesting that I have previous experience in the EMEA as well as in the LATAM.
Mhm.
I was a sales director for the laser region, that is, Latin America and South Europe. So, our experience and insights on customers there, what they spend on, which market dynamics are, playing there. I think that would be of help, and maybe we should connect more often here, or maybe somewhere outside as well. If you have time, I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely. We are always looking out for talent like you who would help us strengthen our market presence around the world. If you have a visiting card, I'd be very happy to pass it on to our head of HR. She would arrange an interview for us.
Sure, it's my pleasure, and then I would be interested in knowing how we can move it forward. So your suggestions and help would be really appreciated.
मुझे रिटायरमेंट के बाद
Absolutely.
हर महीने लगभग 2.5
Absolutely,
लाख
I'd
की
love to
income
get in
मिलेगी।
touch with you.
Yep, thank you for that.
You're
Bye for
welcome.
now.
All right, very good. Give him a round of applause. Okay, now question. What did Sunil use to connect with the CEO, Sharnaya, in this case?
The fitness gear.
Fitness
Sunil, don't you say it. I'm speaking to the audience, not to you guys.
Yeah, I'm on mute.
Yeah. Okay. So, audience, what did Sunil gave the answer away anyway, but what did they use to connect? What did he use to connect?
Fitness gear.
Right. Okay. And what was used to address the opportunity?
Gadgets, and she said that she manages 20 people team, so it's very busy schedule for her.
Yeah, she has a busy
needs-
schedule. Yeah.
So she
Go ahead.
needs different gadgets to manage her time, and that's how she is able to do gym.
Right. And what was used to make the encounter personal?
So Sunil mentioned that he also has a similar problem, and similar scenario, and he has a company in chemicals that he observed. She also has it. Saranya also has a company in the same chemical business as they are in.
Okay. All right. And
So
what was
observation
used?
is what they do.
Right. And what was used to make it memorable?
Passing of the visiting card.
Yeah, the visiting card. Okay, all right. This in the second role play, I think was not as good as the first role play. The first one was more
Correct.
clear cut. The second one wasn't. Okay, we have time to do one more role play, but in this role play that I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to ask you to include 2 verbal and 2 non-verbal strategies that we went over. So, for example, I didn't hear anyone use the power of the pause, or a metaphor, or an analogy, or the power of 3. So what I want to ask you is anyone here willing to do a role play where they include maybe 1 or 2 verbal and 1 or 2 non-verbal strategies that we covered in their encounter? Is anyone willing to do that? Yes, Mr. Brandir Singh. Are you willing to do that, sir?
Yeah,
Excellent.
my
Excellent. Who is your
partner was
partner?
Bhavna, I think.
Yeah, I'm here.
Please
All
raise
right.
your hand, Bhavna.
Yeah.
Okay, bring them up. Let's spotlight them. All right, so I'm going to ask you to go even further. I'm going to raise the bar here. I want to ask you to do your role play, but within your role play, I want to see, or we want to see, 2 verbal and 2 non-verbal strategies in public speaking that will enhance, that will enrich, that will support, that will underscore your communication efforts. Is that clear for both of you?
Yeah, we'll try.
All right, exactly. All right, who's going to be who, what here? Give us the context, please.
So the context is in the first scenario, Bhavna is from a tech company, a networking company, and I am a CEO of a smart city. We meet in a similar set of a car park where both our cars are parked. In the reverse scenario, I am a consultant who helps in business growth, and Bhavna is the CEO of the same tech company.
Okay, so
who has just given a presentation, and I've heard about that presentation.
Okay, all
So
right.
Bhavna, you go ahead.
Audience, I want you to keep an eye open for what are the verbal, non-verbal skills they use, and then obviously how do they use to connect, how do they address the opportunity, how do they make it personal, and finally, how the encounter becomes memorable. So there's a lot of things here for the audience to stay focused on. Take out your notebook and pen, write it down. Let's see what they do. Okay, over to you, Mr. Bardinger and Ms. Bhagwana.
Yeah. So we are coming back after an exhaustive day. Hey, Barinder, the day you look so exhaustive, and why don't our cars come flying and take us rather than we going and keying them?
Yeah, hi Bhavna. Excellent idea. It's an exhausting day, yeah. And I love your idea about this cars, automated cars. I feel you are in some tech field.
Yes, of course. I'm in the tech field, but as cars don't have wings, they won't be able to fly. But still, our company has a very good infrastructure where we can incorporate the cars and the roads with access points and make them drive on their own, navigate to you and reach your point. And at that time, security is the more important. What happens if someone steals your car? We need it to be secured. We emphasize your security. We need it to be protected. We always need your experience to be qualified. So we also have security
Very
in place.
interesting. I love the idea of this connected cars and connected vehicles. This seems quite interesting. Tell me more about it.
Yeah, so we are a company where we provide a lot of access points, and I'm an infrastructure architect where I delve mostly into automation. So what happens with automation? We get rid of all your mindless works. We make you time to find your time for meaningful works that matters to you most. So that helps you to keep the devices secure and again automate, and that intersection brings the car to you and takes you back to the home, even on any exhaustive or and a wonderful day. So on
Bhavna,
that
why
note,
don't you schedule a meeting in the coming week with my office? You have my contact details already, and let's hear more about this and how we can implement this in our Bangalore city.
yes, Barinder, of course, I would love to. And also this I would like to have it. And I would also like to know more about, as you are into the smart city, is there any kind of pressing incidents that happened that compromised the security in that city? So I would also love to hear
Yeah,
on that.
we face a lot of cyber security as well as physical security issues. We'll discuss more about it when we meet next week. Great meeting
Lovely.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, very good. Okay, Bardinger and Varana, please mute your microphones. Okay, audience, let's go to something else here. What was the non-verbal and verbal rhetorical skills that you heard Miss Bhavana use in her discussion with Bardinger?
Metaphor.
They have used. Anaphor.
What was the metaphor?
Car doesn't have wings, but my organization has.
Very good. What else? What else? I think she used a couple here. I picked up on a couple. Although I'm very tired, I picked up on a couple. What else?
She
What
used
else?
anaphora.
What?
Anaphora.
Yeah, what did she use?
We need your expertise.
Right.
Security.
We. Very good. And what else did she use?
The rhetorical questions.
Yes, who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
Shilpa.
Yeah, bravo, Shilpa. And a rhetorical question. Yeah, I picked up on those three things too. Very good. Very good. Give them a round of applause. All right, quick question. What was used to connect?
Tiring day. Exhaustive day.
Very good. What did they use to address the opportunity?
Self-driving cars.
Flying cars.
Flying car, okay. What did they use to make the encounter personal?
She said something like, we take care of all these mindless activities so that you can focus on what is more important.
Right, very good. And what did they do to make it memorable?
Connect next week.
Right, connect next week. Very good, very good. All right, let's do one switch of roles and then we'll finish it up for tonight. All right, Mr. Bardinder, switch roles and let's do it.
Bhavna, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. So I'm the CEO of the same company where
So the scenario is Bhavna gave a presentation and I was among the audience and we again meet in the car park. So, hey Bhavna, excellent presentation. I was bogged down with the details you went through it. And I feel your technology can help lot of making the urban lives very easy and more interesting.
Yeah,
Do
thank
you
you,
work
Barinder.
in, which companies you work with? Do you work in government sector also?
Oh, Barinder, I work for a private company where we focus mostly on the global presence, but not on our own India. Like we have a lot of European clients, but not really Indian.
So how many people you have in India, Bhavna?
Yeah, we have more than 2,000.
Wow, that's a great team you have. And why don't you explore the government business? There are 29 states in India and a huge government business in tech. You know, the government is setting up all these infra projects, right from smart cities to the metro rails, and all of these organizations need huge technical infrastructure, which you presented excellent. And that's the way you can affect the lives of common people also. So that's an added advantage. And it's a good revenue growth as well as the good continuous business. And that's where I can help you as a growth consultant, walk you through all the maze of government if you feel that is a difficult thing, which most of the businesses find, and help you connect that how you can bid and win the projects.
That looks interesting, Barinder, but we have a notion that when we take up the Indian projects, do we really get it paid on time? Because we don't want our employees to starve.
Bhavna, that's the biggest misnomer. government always pays money. Yeah, you have to do detailed documentation to get your money. The contract management has to be good, but your money never goes off. You are always paid for the work. And that's where I come to the picture to help you guide all the documentation and the contract management. Why don't I tell you more about the details, because the presentation I saw was more on the technical side. I would like to understand more on your business side and walk you through how you can explore this fantastic opportunity in India, which you are missing out.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you have a lot of leads, then definitely we can meet up maybe next week and work out so that we get more clients from India too. Why don't we catch up on Monday morning hours 9
Great.
a.m.?
I would love to, and I'll send you a calendar invite and let's connect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Barinder.
All right, let's give him a round of applause, everyone. All right, now mute your microphones. Okay, a quick question. Did you hear any rhetorical, verbal, non-verbal used in this exchange? Audience. I personally didn't on this one. In this case scenario, I felt that Mr. Barninder didn't really utilize any of the skills that we went over with the power of three, with the strategic pause, nor did Bhagwana. You had the opportunity also to use some of these skills. You used it in the previous scenario, but not in this scenario. You felt that Mr. Barninder should take the lead, but you also could have used the strategies of nonverbal and verbal communication. So now, questions. What did they use to connect? Audience, please.
Her presentation.
Yeah, her presentation, okay. And what did they use to address the opportunity?
Having more projects in India.
Right, more projects in India with the garment industry, okay. And how was the encounter made? How was the encounter made more impersonal?
Payment issues of the projects.
Right, right. And how was it made more memorable?
He offered help to get projects in India, and he
Right.
also said that I'd like to explore the business side with you.
Right, right. That he kind of denied when she said you don't get paid in India on time, and that's why we work mostly with Europeans. He said, no, that's not the case. I can help you. So then it became memorable and interesting. That was a good strategy. All right. So folks, today we touched upon the elevator speech. We went over certain strategies and tools with verbal, nonverbal. We also created a model, the CARE model, how to use it, and scenarios that you put together and rehearsed one way and the other. We had the opportunity to listen to some of you, practice with some of you. I hope you found this encounter interesting and helpful. What I'd like you to do after this session is go to page 11 and answer the questions below that state below, what could you have done differently? So we also answered that question in part with Mr. Bardinger. What could he have done differently? He has an answer to this question. Give 2 reasons and be specific, right? And then write down some language strategies that you believe you could add to make your next opportunity as an elevator speech more interesting, more enriching, and more impactful. I think you have the tools, you have the model, and you have some experience to work on your elevator speech. So when you get that opportunity, your best business card will not be what comes out of your wallet, but what comes out of your mouth. With that, we come to the end of our session. I hope it was useful. I hope it was practical. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. And I want to thank also DTM Joytika, and I'll pass the microphone and the floor back to Madam Joytika. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peter. Let's unmute ourselves and give Peter a huge round of applause.
Woo!
In spite of
Thank
his
you, Peter.
heavy
Thank you, Peter.
schedule that he has.
Great session.
Amazing
He prepared
session.
the
Interesting.
material.
Great learnings.
Peter, we love you, Peter.
Thank you.
Your
That was a
handout itself was very
Impressive.
impressive.
Yes,
While
yes.
going through it, we were like, wow, we were waiting for the session. Thank you, Peter. Thank you so much.
Yes.
As you can see in this session, if we were able to do role playing for each and every pair here, we would have been online for about 4 to 5 hours, as you can see. So
Yes, and I'm very sure, I would guarantee everyone will agree with me today that even if this session went another 30 minutes, they wouldn't mind. Thank you, Peter, for making it so interesting, so interactive, and I'm sure all of us learned so much, so much. I'm sure about myself. I'm sure about the leapers also. We've learned so much. Thank you for making it so enriching, despite your busy schedule. I know you have a lot of marking to do, classes to take. In spite of that, you've prepared such a beautiful, beautiful material for us. And you've sat through 2.5 hours here, Peter. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. This is what the Toastmasters community is. Peter came here without a question. When I sent him a message, he was ready for it. And I believe this is what Toastmasters does. It builds community, it builds friends, it brings all of us together. So thank you. Thank you very much. One thing that we've had realization today is, Peter, our leapers surely understood the importance of reading the material before coming here, because you put all of them on the spot and they were on their toes. So thank you very much for that.
I hope no one took it personally. I was just, pulling legs here and making you feel like a leader. Sometimes we feel that we're leaders, but we fail to do what's necessary to lead ourselves. So I was just playing around with the dynamics, if you like.
Yes, and I totally appreciate it, because I think it was positioned in the right spot, because we are on the 3rd level and we're completing the foundational level with level 3, and we'll move to relational, which means we have to start dealing with others in this whole pyramid or the leadership journey. So I think you just brought in that perspective of a shift in mindset that we need to prepare ourselves to be effective leaders. We have to take responsibility of ourselves and be here on time, do the thing that is required. Because if you don't do it, then your team for sure will not do it. So thank you, Peter, from the bottom of my heart. And here's a small token of appreciation and gratitude from District 121 and Leap 3.0 team. A small certificate sitting here in India.
Thank you very much. Much
I
appreciated.
really wish I could have given you a hug, Peter, but this is what I can do. Certificate of appreciation.
I just want to tell you, IIM Rohtak is asking me to come back and teach again and again. So we may end up meeting in person in India.
Oh yes, Rohtak is in the north and I'm in the south, but I'll make sure I meet you, definitely. Thank you very much. So this is a small token of appreciation. I'll send the PDF to you via WhatsApp. But I truly appreciate your presence. I think I'll have a good night's sleep today and to my heart's content. With that, we'll have a small picture, but today we're going to do it a little different. We will also spotlight Peter and Daryl, myself. Is Dr. Sabason here?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, Dr. Sabason.
Yes, I'm
I
here.
really appreciate your presence here. You sat through the entire session. Thank you very much. As we know, Dr. Sabason is a guide and a mentor for us for the entire Leap 3.0 journey. He's been instrumental in putting 2 excellent sessions together, and throughout the 8 months, he's with us. And he's a wonderful person by heart and deeds. Thank you very much, Dr. Swaminathan Sabason. So I'm just going to spotlight Daryl. Can you spot? Yeah, Dr. Sabason is here. Right. Excuse me, I'm going to spotlight myself also. All right, Daryl, please spotlight yourself. And let's click a picture before we go for the group picture. Yes, please click a picture, Daryl. Smile. Daryl, you're yeah.
I was sorry. Yeah. I've taken one picture. Let's now, everyone can come on video.
Yes, I'll just remove the spotlight.
All right, keep smiling, everybody. right, screen 1 is done. Let me move on to screen 2. And finally, screen 3. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With that, please don't leave because we still have the week forward. So I'll take this opportunity to hand over the screen to Daryl Rodericks.
Thank you very much, Jyotika. Good evening, everybody. I don't think it's time to say good night yet. All right, let me quickly share my screen and present to you what we have or what is required from you in the upcoming week. All right, so today we finished the session on Speak Like a Leader, and I'm sure you've seen what is there in your handout with regard to the post-session assignment, where you need to prepare your elevator pitch, a 2-minute elevator pitch, as well as a 1-minute elevator pitch before you come for the next session, that is on November 12th, because that's where you will implement what you have learned today. So go ahead and start preparing your elevator pitch. Like I always say, post your reflections on the session conducted on your LinkedIn profile and share your thoughts. Appreciate our trainers, mentors on our Lead 3.0 LinkedIn page. I have posted the feedback form in the Zoom chat. I will share it in our WhatsApp community as well. Please fill it in by Friday, that is the 7th of November. And a quick update on the Pathways Mentor program status. Yes, I've been receiving a few calls from some of you regarding with your queries and concerns. So I hope that is sorted. With regard to the poll, 22 of you have said that you have completed the short-term mentoring project and are embarking on the long-term 6-month project. 19 of you are still in progress, and once you finish that, please go and update it in the poll saying that you have completed it so that we can keep track of that. One person has not started and 2 of you are ineligible for the program right now. So please do work your way towards starting the Pathways Mentor program. And 14 of you have still not responded to the poll. So this is your cue to go and respond right away where your status is. It's okay if you have not started as well. At least that is the step towards starting this particular program. I will share this as well in our community, what is in store for you for the next 1 week. On that note, we have all, like we mentioned in the beginning, we have started the 3rd month, and I'm sure you've all selected your respective leaders, team leaders for this month. If you have not, please do it as soon as possible. I think one group is still pending, group number 9. So please, the newly formed group number 9. So please go ahead and choose your team lead for this month. It's also time to recognize our team leaders for the month of October. And so let me try my memory game again. And if you're here, please come on video. We will spotlight you and click a picture. All right. So group 1, we had Sweetie. Sweetie, if you're here, please come on video. Group number 2, we had Warren. Group number 3, we had Karthik. Group number 4.
If you can switch,
Sarvana.
if you can raise your hand,
Raise your
we
hand.
can
Yes.
spotlight you. Yes.
Group number 4, we had Sarvana Kumar. Group number 5 was Abhishek. Group number 6 was Akila. Group number 7, yes, I can see it on my screen. So Sujit. Group number 8, Kalyani. Yes, group number 8 was Kalyani. Group number 9, Sara. And group number 10 was Meenakshi. So let's give them a huge round of applause for leading our respective teams during the month of October. I think they brought in their own style, their own variety to leading your group. And I'm sure you've learned a lot from them. Do we have everyone here?
Meenakshi is not here. Sweetie is not here.
All right.
Meenakshi, are you around?
Daryl, just an update. Group 4 is Supriya for this.
This is for October, right, Sarvana? We are
Yes,
talking
this
about
was
October.
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, where is Sarvana?
I'm here.
Can you
Raise your
raise
hand, sir. Okay. Yeah. All right. Got it.
All right. So everybody say cheese or flash your best
One sec,
smile.
Daryl.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I think last. All right, fine. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Smile team leads for October. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And thank you for all your efforts. And all the best to the team leads for the month of November. With that, that's it from my end. Back to you, Lead Chair Jyotika.
Thank you, Daryl. I will not waste too much time, but I just want to highlight, bring your notice to, or draw your attention to what Daryl showed, which is 2 members are ineligible for the program. So I'd like to say that marking mechanism that we have put together is very robust, and it will automatically drop you in case if you do not meet the criteria. So it's not our personal decision whether we want to drop you from the program or not. If you stay committed, dedicated to the program, the system will keep you in this within the program. But if you do not, then the system will automatically drop you from the program. So I'm certain that you will continue for the next 8 months, or we have another 6 months left in the program, and you will stay dedicated, remain in the program, and do what it takes to make you a good leader. With that, thank you very much, and see you next week on the 12th for a peer huddle, which will be led by our mentor, Chetlur, Distinguished Toastmaster Chetlur. So look forward. We will send you the instructions on the guidelines rather, for creating the elevator pitch for the next session. Please wait for those instructions before you start drafting one. Thank you very much. Good night and stay safe.